This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What the hell's going on, everybody? Yep, 4th of July is in 2 days. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on? Alright, let's see. Just gonna get going. Get into the cases. I did have a fun day today. I mean, it's just so crazy out there. These people that are so emotional about trading somebody. I mean, you're gonna cry? Wow. Hey, thanks, Eugenie. Yeah, anyways. Five memberships from Eugenie. Make sure to say thank you. Let's see. Yeah, so anyways, this is the second day of the month, everybody, so kind of had a pretty struggling sort of day on the earlier show. So hopefully on the night show tonight we can have a good night and get the month started off better. Yesterday wasn't really the greatest day for a start of a month. So that'd be amazing if we could do that. Hey, look at that scouting dude. Happy Tyranny Day. That's right. Yeah, so in the GHI Missing Person group, the one that Zozo and Sarita, well, I don't even know where Sarita is. It's weird when you get a boyfriend that you can't find a minute to get onto a show, you know.
Happy Tyranny Day, 4th of July.
Yeah. Thank you. So, there's a missing individual named Gwendolyn Brunelle, or she goes by Gwen, I guess, Brunelle, in Eastern Oregon, way kind of almost on the border, really deserty, really, I mean, it just doesn't look anything like Portland or anything. So we could take a look at that one. Alright, hold on. So here is the post on Facebook. It says, Gwen Brunelle, her car was found on the Sucker, S-U-C, or maybe it's like Sucor or Sucker, I don't know how you pronounce it, Creek Road, 0.4 miles west of Highway 95 in Malheur County, Oregon, Friday, June 30th. She may have wandered from the car or was abducted. She left Boise Monday, June 26th, so that's a while ago, and was last seen at noon, I guess Mountain Daylight Time, at the Sinclair gas station in Jordan Valley, Oregon. Oh, let's see where that is. Wonder what she was doing over here. So that's Sinclair, Oregon. And looks like it went right to... There it is, Sinclair gas station in Jordan Valley, Oregon. Okay. So I guess she was here. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's strange. That's a little more interesting now. Just reading that. I don't know how I missed that the first time around, but Gwen is 27 years old, 5'7", 160 pounds, brown eyes, medium brown hair, and brown eyes. She may present as disoriented. If you see her, call Boise Police at 208-377-6790 or Malheur County Sheriff's at 541-473-5125. Okay, so there's that information. Now let me... It seemed like it had more in it though. Hold on a second. Yeah, 0.4 miles. Yeah, we already have that. So, she has all these social media accounts out there. Like, here's one right here on Twitter. Various websites where you post pictures. All kinds of different little social media websites out there. But then I found this one, and maybe this could give us an insight. Somebody on Medium, that medium.com that shows up for everything? For some reason, there's a story about her, and so at that time she must have been about 18 or 19 years old when this was written. So maybe we can just read this and see if there's anything in here that gives you some thought about anything. I have no idea what it says. So it says Gwen breathes in the late afternoon Boise air as she passes the holding cages, brushing the red hair out of her eyes. So she definitely has a bunch of animals. She's into animals and things like that. Checking each food dish as she goes. This is in 2015. She'd missed this place since she was away at University of Idaho and took pleasure in the lack of changes since she was away. She would rather have her bunnies run free throughout the 3-story house, but they were safer tucked away comfortably on the patio. It saves the house from smelling, too. The smell of hay and livestock used to bother her, but now it's comforting. Greeting by gray whiskers, she opens up the cage of an old friend. Hello, Gizmo, probably an animal that has a weird hair. Gwen says as she grasps the 5-year-old Holland Lop rabbit in her hands, bringing him from the patio and into the living room. She sits down and brings out her grooming supplies, petting Gizmo slowly to let him know he was safe. Gwen always comforts each bunny when holding them to make sure they feel like they have somewhere to belong. It's the least she can do, for they had done the same thing for so long ago. For her so long ago. Okay, then I guess I go back in 2007. Dyatlov, the little ring of fat under the chin is called a dulap. Gwen grinned with pride as she showed her 6th grade class her new rabbit, as well as her new showmanship ribbon she had won at the local fair, Junior Grand Champion. It read the gold print glistening on the cheap fluorescent lights of Mr. Ellis's classroom. She had never won such an accomplishment before, especially considering it was her first 4-H fair. She had convinced her mother to let her attend 4-H, and after purchasing her first bunny, a mixed breed named Muffin, she joined. She carefully brought Muffin around the classroom, showing each of her classmates her prize-winning bunny. Gwen felt energy as she showed off her award, and energy that she started to crave. From this moment on, although she didn't realize it yet, she was on a path towards national victory, a victory that would not come easily. 2007. How are you feeling, Gwen? Gwen didn't respond. The nurse knew fully well how she felt, and she was tired of answering that questioning for 3 straight months. Severe dehydration and bad stomach pain were the early symptoms she would remember the first doctor saying, but there wasn't a clear answer. Gwen shivered. She could still feel the scope that they slid down her throat a few hours prior. There were faint whisperings that her stomach had stopped moving. Gwen missed her friends and especially her rabbits. In the time since her first fair, she purchased her first pair of long-haired rabbits and began entering shows. She smiled at the thought of her bunnies. However, she felt shaded by a fear. What could all of this mean for herself and her rabbits? Interrupting her thoughts, her parents and the latest doctor came into the room. She hoped he had an answer. So it's like she had something called gastroparesis, or paresis, maybe, I don't know. And that is, I think it's right here, is a condition where the stomach contracts less often and less powerfully, causing food and liquids to stay in the stomach for a long time. Gastroparesis can be caused by viral infection, scar tissue, previous stomach surgery, some medications, neurologic problems, and endocrine problems, including diabetes, adrenal problems, and thyroid disease. However, in as many as 60% of children with gastroparesis, the cause is not known. So let's see. It had been a year since she had heard the doctor utter those words. Let's see, a variety of jittery rabbits staring back at her. It had been a year since she heard the doctor utter those words, finally giving a name to the nausea and pain in her abdomen. Her stomach had stopped digesting, leaving residual food where it wasn't, or where it shouldn't have stayed. Gwen shivered. The gross thoughts of what happened always left her on edge. She found comfort in the wide assortment of colors and breeds of rabbits. She was at her first American Rabbit Breeders Association show, a nationally recognized lower division rabbit show in Rupert, Idaho. She approached her own two bunnies she brought, Rudy and Annabelle, 2 Angora breeds known as Jersey Woolies. Both rabbits were napping. Gwen yawned. She felt a little sleepy herself. The doctor had been starting her on various different medications to help with digestion. Some of them tended to make her tired, but today felt odd. She let her bunnies rest as she turned to see the other rabbit breeds get shown before hers. She saw her parents down the row, slowly walking towards them. She said hello. At least the noise was supposed to say hello. All that came out was a squeak. She reached her hand inside her mouth, only to be greeted by the swelling mass that had become her tongue. Jesus. She felt her knees hit the ground, and her parents rushed to her side. She felt dread wash over her as she heard the growing confusion rise from around her. She didn't want to leave. She didn't want her sickness to get in the way of her passion, and she didn't want the sickness to win. Gwen slowly closed her eyes as she was carried away from the rabbit snoozing amidst the uproar. So this is back in, now that was 2008. Now we're on to 2011. Applause filled the room as winner after winner was announced while Gwen took pictures with her newly purchased SLR camera. 3 years had passed since the anaphylactic shock incident. The faulty medication had triggered a reaction. She looked around the ballroom. It was amazing the turnout for the 2011 National ARBA competition. Gwen reflected on the years spent prepping for this event. All the hours identifying all the breeds, days studying for the 200-question exam, weeks gaining the courage to go national and months finding a way to power through her sickness. After a cocktail of prescriptions, the doctor had finally found a combination that worked for Gwen. She finally felt normal. Gwen laughed at the thought. As her friends' names were called, she had found her normal. Through the trials and through the hard work of raising her rabbits. The rabbits kept her focused during such an impasse. Her reflections were interrupted by the announcement of that year's National Rabbit Queen, the Miss America of the Rabbit World, and the highest national title one could earn. Gwen posed with her camera, was ready to catch the face of whoever the winner was. The words slowly left the announcer's mouth, Gwen Brunelle. And there she is. She won and it says, Gwen sighs a happy sigh as she pets Gizmo on the head. She can remember the surprise and overjoyed feeling of winning the award, being honored for the years spent in showing rabbits. Gwen lifts the now freshly groomed Gizmo and slowly walks him to his cage. The Boise 4-H meeting starts soon, and they will need their president to help run things. Gwen was honored to be elected and hopes to continue her leadership in Palouse, where she goes back to school. So I don't know, man. You sort of wonder if maybe this illness that she had something to do with it. Yeah, so. Yeah, and she even has a Twitter account there. Doesn't say much on there. And here's where her car was found, right there. See that? This is such a random place, but what's interesting now that we know that she was seen at the gas station. So right after here, somehow just getting right on 95 right there. Her car drives down 95, and then, let's see how many miles that is. Let me guess 20. That's 17, probably 18 miles driving. And so that means the car came down here, and then look at this random turn right there. It's pretty cool looking out here, but look at that. This road right here, and then around there, and then way back over there, and then her car is found over there. Just a completely off the beaten path location. So it's pretty crazy. Huh? No, why would she backpack to where her car was found? Her car was found where she left it. Or somebody abducted her and put her somewhere else and dumped her car there. She didn't go backpacking to it. No, there's no mention of that. Yeah, it's wonder they're saying that she may be disoriented, so I wonder if that's related somehow. I don't know. So that's really kind of all we have right now, but I'm wondering if that illness that she had sounds like a pretty, a pretty big deal. If something like that has something to do with it. Don't know. I don't know. Well, right here it's like 90, so I don't know what it is, where that is. It's going to be 100 degrees on Wednesday here. So. And then she was just driving. She lives in Boise. Well, it's sort of interesting. She lives right over here. At least that's where this is her parents' address. And her last address in 2022 was at the same place. So, likely she still lives there. And then, but what was she doing over here where she needed to go to this gas station? It's almost like she drove somewhere else over here. Or, they see her at the gas station. So she was somewhere else and then was coming back home got gas here for the rest of the ride home because it's probably another 70 miles or something. And she goes here, and then all of a sudden her car just pulls over right here. There really isn't anywhere to go hiking or anything. It's just kind of a desert. It's just nothing. Yeah, so there you go. No, rabbits weren't in the car, Blaze. I mean, what made you think that there were rabbits in the car? This is just her driving around. She, raises and breeds rabbits. I don't know why she was out. That's the thing, we don't know. I think she was coming back from somewhere. Because the reason I think that is because if you're over here and then you're further down over here, why would, or actually, somewhere down in this area. I mean, who knows? Maybe she knew somebody in this Rome, Oregon, or whatever, right? I mean, I have no idea. But obviously, she was here and then back on the same 95 that goes into Idaho over here. So, to me, it makes more sense that she came somewhere over here and then was on her way home and somehow ended up over here. Right? Yeah. She was seen at a gas station. I don't know what she bought at the gas station. It said maybe she was abducted, yeah. It just says it was found exact. I haven't measured, so it took me a while to find the spot because this Sakura Road goes way up here. So, I had to go all the way down, and then I found 95 where they merge. So then it's 0.4 miles from the merging point this way, and that's exactly 0.4 miles right where that pin is. Thanks, Amber Maiden. Yeah, I got just absolutely after scouting, dude. It was just dead as a doornail. Thank you. Oh, River Whiskey Creek. Okay, well, that's all we got. There's almost no information on this. Just sort of, that's it. I was able to find all that extra stuff, but, the story about her, I think, maybe gives an insight into what could be going on, some sort of medical issue. Well, that's what I'm saying, the medical issue. Did you listen to the story that we read, Zozo, or? I just read an entire, like a 15-minute long story written about her. Jesus. Oh, boy. It literally was 15 minutes. I just read an entire... here, I'll send you the link so you can read it. Hold on a second. There. Obscene Francine. I just sent you the link so you can read it. Yeah, just read the article I sent you. You'll get the answers in there. I don't want you guys to keep going back again in the chat. We've already gone past it. Thank you, Obscene Francine. Well, we don't know if she was unwell right now. That the article was 2015 was the, so maybe there was some kind of, came back or whatever, So.
Hi, Gray.
Hello. Well, thank you. Bama forever! So, you guys are so kind, thank you. Sometimes people with, I guess, have POTS, which can cause fainting. Have POTS? I don't know what POTS is. Maybe type out what that is, but yeah. It's kind of an interesting, like, why did somebody write that story? Yeah, I mean, maybe she's got the medication. They found the right mix, but, you know, after a while, the right mix might wear out. Generous Freaks, Bama Forever, Obscene Francine, Amber Maiden, Scoutin' Dude, and Eugenie. Yeah, I mean, that's why I brought the story up, because it had the medical issue in there, and that's what I was thinking, that maybe there's something to do with that. But I mean, one thing that's weird is, okay, you're having a medical issue. Why would you pull off on a side road, drive it 4/10 of a mile, get out and then start walking somewhere? Wouldn't you be? I mean, I guess you could say you're disoriented or whatever, but I don't know. It sort of has a feeling of nefariousness, just where the car is. That's where somebody would put it off the beaten track if you're just trying to dump it really quick and then get back onto 95. But it could just be something related to the medical issue, and then she walked around and, you know, she's up there and let's see. Yeah, I sent you the link, Zozo. It's in your Facebook. I'm sure it'll only take you a couple minutes to read it. It's in a deserted road in a remote area. Maybe finding your car like that seemed like someone disoriented. Yeah, maybe. I wish they had Street View on here. I mean, look how just nothing out here. Look at this. For miles and miles and miles. Absolutely not a damn thing. I mean, this road just keeps going. And there isn't anything. I mean, you get stuck out there, man, you can forget it. It's a hot day and your car breaks down. So again, I'll show you what it looks like right here. That's what it looks like out there. Just like that. Nothingness. It's right on the edge of Idaho. Like, for example, right there it's Oregon, and right there it's Idaho. There's the border right here. So basically, right there should be a sign or something. Oh, and there it is right there, right? Let's see. Oregon, thank you, come back soon. See? That's it. I mean, boom, you're in a different state. That's Oregon over here, though. It's crazy. Little ponds out in the middle of nothing. So I don't have much more to offer on that one. You know, I mean, she's somebody that was into animals and rabbits. Lives in Boise, Idaho. Pretty accomplished in the world of rabbits. Had a crazy stomach condition where her stomach wouldn't process food, so food would just linger in her stomach for a long time. And they finally got the medications right where her stomach was normal again. But who knows if that stuff wasn't working anymore. Apparently, based on the sound of my stomach just made, I need the same thing. I don't know. Did you read the article? All right. I'm going to move on to the next story now. All right. We don't have any answers for anything because that's all we have is that one little tiny blurb that says Gwen Brunelle's car was found on Sucker Creek Road, .4 miles west of Highway 95 in Malheur County, Oregon, Friday, June 30th. She may have wandered from the car or was abducted. She left Boise Monday, June 26th, and was last seen at noon, Mountain Daylight Time, Tuesday at the Sinclair gas station in Jordan Valley. So, let me see something. So that would have been the 27th. So, let's see. Have wandered from her car and was abducted. She left Boise. So she left Boise on the 26th. So she likely was going to be coming home on the 27th, because that's when her car was seen at the gas station, like she was heading home. She's 27 years old now. So at the time of that article, she was probably like 19, where she won the award. How would they know, Zozo? How would Amanda know how far the trip was going to be? How far is the trip she was taking? Who knows? We don't know anything about anything. Now, if you get a hold of the mom or something, if we can get a hold of the mom, and she could say, oh yeah, she was heading over, she has a boyfriend that lives over somewhere, and then she was heading home. But if she got out of her car and they haven't found her yet, and it's been since the 27th when her car was found or so, I mean, that's not really good news at all. Huh? What does that even mean, JC? You sound like a moron. It has nothing to do with anything. I'm trying to say we don't have the answers to any of the questions. All I have is that one little blurb on Facebook. I even looked her up online, can't find anything. We don't have anything out there. I don't have anything from the mom. This just popped up. I think it's in GHI The Missing or something, kind of recent. And it's just sort of a quick flash thing since it was yesterday that her car was found, I guess. You know, that's sort of interesting too, right? That her car was found on the 30th, but she was seen at the gas station on the 27th, right? So that means there's, from the time she was at the gas station to somebody finding her car or reporting it was the 30th. Now, to me, it doesn't seem too crazy that her car could be parked right over here and that somebody would eventually, it just sort of like a cop. Somebody decided, hey, let's report this car. The car could have been seen all the way back until the 27th. So you'd probably want to ask people, hey, anybody driving on that road, did you see a car after you turned? To try to see if the car was there. Because if it was put there 3 days later, then there could be something totally different going on here. But I would say if it was actually there just after being at the Sinclair gas station, then it's, I guess it still could be something really bad. It's hard to say. Yeah. See, anyways, I apologize for having the rude people like that. It has nothing to do with anything. I don't care. I just get frustrated when it's the same, like there's questions that we can't get answers for. And what do you do with that? Just speculate wildly? I don't know what to say. Yeah. But those are the kind of comments that just derail shows. I don't even. After you see something like that, you just go, "Oh God, there's people that stupid on the planet. That's crazy." Yeah, I'm sure they're searching the area because that's where they found the car. They probably should get a plane out there with infrared and see if they can pick something up. Yeah, it just doesn't matter. It's people doesn't matter at all. Yeah, they've been removed anyways. They just wait around for anything that they don't approve and say they're stupid comments. Has nothing to do with anything. Yeah. Well, I mean, you might get something. It's probably, the ground's probably hotter than her body would be at this point. I mean, I guess if it's, well, I guess if it's in the open, it would heat up the sun, I would think. Mm-hmm. But now you can see that it kind of made other people not comment anymore. You know, it's just, I think some of those people actually have effect on some of you. You know what I mean? Like, remember when the trolls would make comments like that? You guys would all jump on and boom! Troll fund, right? And now it's like, oh, wow. God, maybe they have a point, you know. Jeez, you know, that part about the... Yeah, maybe that's a point. Yeah, that's a... Yeah. That doesn't matter if you saw it or not. Mm-hmm. Yep, if you see any news, let me know. Hopefully tomorrow there'll be something bigger on it. You know, maybe calling the police, they might give some information. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow we'll have something more, but we don't have anything to go on. We do know the 27th she was at the gas station. Her car was found on the 30th, but it doesn't mean that her car wasn't seen for 3 days on that side back road, and then finally somebody reported it being there, right? Yeah. And maybe it was even pulled off the road a little bit. Now there's no water in the area where she went. There's water over, you know, I guess some green area over here, but... Gotta wait here for the troll fund to kick in. Try to get it back to the old days, you know. Then we'll get moving on. I'm just guessing there's a natural spring. I don't know what that is. Looks like a golf course. It's like an oasis out here. Look at that. They should build a little 9-holer right there. A natural, huh? Where is the... There it is. Mountain Jam 71, welcome to the freak. 21 months, alright. Very cool, very cool. Anyways, if you're out there, Bama forever, sorry that person said what they said. I don't know what to say about it. I can't really comment, or I have no idea, you know. But yeah, it just always takes so much energy out of me, you know. Sorry, guys. Maybe might just call it a night. You know, look how it just killed the whole chat and everything. Just not good. And I'll tell you what, if you're one of the people that believe stuff like that, then you're not welcome here. All right, that means you're a dumb person. And so I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to get back into a different mood. I was in such a investigative mindset. Now I'm not. I mean, I did all this stuff on this other case here. Yeah, I already looked that up. All right, anyways, we're moving on to the next case now, you guys. So.
Troll Fund.
Thank you, Amber Maiden. Where are you getting information that those are the people out there? I haven't seen anything anywhere. Like even the comments underneath the post were just, wow, I hope everything's good. You know, there was nothing in there. Where does it say who's out there and where the parents are? I mean, Jordan Valley is where the gas station is. That's where she went to the gas station right here. This little tiny little town here. Well, thank you, Bama forever. Well, I appreciate your support. You're way too generous. Although it's appreciated. I don't know. I feel so fortunate to have people that support me like that. Yeah, it's where the gas station was. So there's rescue out there and everything. They're all looking around. Is that what you're saying? Okay, the dad finally commented on the post. Okay. So they're right here. The car was found right there.
Troll Fund.
Unless it comes back, and it doesn't. So, see, I had to follow this whole road because it starts way up here. And if you come down, you can see, there it is. Soaker Creek Road, and it comes down, and then it gets down here, and then right there it breaks off and goes this way. Let's see. There it is, Soaker Creek Road, and then it starts heading towards Highway 95 right there, and then that's where it's 0.4 miles from Highway 95, so it's got to be right there. I don't know what this is right here. It's just a dirt road. Right. So if she's out here, you know, she's like a grown adult. I mean, there's a lot of places to go here. I mean, it looks like it's really steep canyons there. I don't know how. It's hard to say, really. If we had just one 360-degree image or something, we could do something, but we don't have anything. Yeah, so car's right there. She could be way up here. I mean, it's such a waste of time to try to guess because there's nothing indicating where she went other than the car right there. So if you're gonna, you know, I'd have to do something where if it's over here, then the person likely went that way unless you're trying to trick somebody, or if she's disoriented, she just would have stumbled out of the car and started walking somewhere. And I guess at that point it would be something like, you know, like something, it could be as far away as that. I mean, big, huge area there. That's just total guess, right? I have no idea. You'd have to go watch the surveillance footage, though, to see if there was anything going on. Because if she left the gas station and nobody was in her car with her, and you can tell that, then it's likely her that she's the one that parked the car there. Because who's going to stop on a highway these days and pick up somebody? She would have left this town, I mean, literally right after going to the gas station here, on Highway 95. You just go around this corner down here, and take a left, and right when you go around that corner, it starts heading out this direction, and then you're on 95 just like this, all the way around on this yellow road, driving, and then right This is my circle right here, and you're still on 95. And then right in this area here, the car took a left and was 0.4 miles with the car just parked in that area. That's it. Yeah. All right, you guys ready to get on to the other story? I don't really have any more to go on this one, but hopefully in the morning we'll have more information. So keep an eye out. Okay, so there's an absolutely crazy story right here where man charged with arson trying to disarm officers as search warrant related to missing woman is served to him. Okay, so this lady's missing right here. And police say that St. Paul SWAT team and Maplewood officers served the search warrant at an apartment on North Century Avenue on Monday. Ada sent me this one earlier. The complaint states officers saw Jorgenson inside the apartment trying to get out of the back window, who then barricaded himself inside a bedroom and refused to come out when officers announced his arrest. So Jorgenson grabbed an AR-15 rifle, according to the complaint, and then tried to disarm the officer while he continued to yell that he had a gun, but the officer fought back and kept control of his weapon. There's just this really crazy, disturbing stuff here. I actually went out and found the warrant, though. So I think it might even be better to just go over the warrant. However, they're actually thinking he might be part of another person's case. So here's the only, I don't know if this is a kid of his or something, but that's the website that was associated with him on been verified, Joe Jorgenson there. And then this is look how crazy this is. See, this is, there's only going to be one of these in the world right here, okay? Manijeh Starren, okay? And it's just totally blank. That's the woman that he killed. But I think it's just better if we just go over this document. So it's going to be a lot of reading, you guys. You know what that means? So let's go over this thing. It's gonna be, I think it'll be really interesting. You'll probably just go, holy shit, right? On May 1st, 2023, officers received a call regarding a missing person from an apartment at 1428 7th Street. Yeah, let me type that in. I think I've got that one already. 1428 7th Street East, St. Paul, Minnesota. Yeah. This is in St. Paul, Minnesota here. Yeah, so that's right. Right at this apartment complex right here. And that's where, I don't know if it's Manijeh Starren or Manijeh, not really sure how to pronounce her name, a female. That's where she lives at 1428 7th Street East, St. Paul, Ramsey County. The caller wanted to report his daughter was missing. The caller said MNS struggles with drug addiction and mental health issues. She was supposed to go into a drug treatment center but never showed up. The caller last had contact with MNS on April 18, 2023 by phone. And that's this lady, Manijeh Starren. They just have her middle initials. So let's just call her Starren. Seemed paranoid and afraid. The caller last had contact with Starren on April 18, 2023 by phone. Starren seemed paranoid and afraid. The caller believed his daughter was afraid of a boyfriend. Officers spoke to SS, who has a child with MNS. So is SS, that's Stephen, I don't know, shouldn't it be, I don't know who SS is. That's just her ex-husband, I guess, or her ex-father, or whatever you want to call it, like a boyfriend that she had a child with. SS had not heard from Starren, which was out of ordinary for her because she usually checks in with him because of their child. Starren usually doesn't go more than 8 hours without calling the father of the child to check on their son. Starren was very concerned, the father was very concerned for Starren's safety. I wish they had the actual names here. Now it's hard to read it. So I'll just going to read it the way it is. So M&S is the victim and SS is the father of their child, but this isn't the boyfriend. Okay. So M&S told SS she had lost her wallet containing her credit cards and EBT card. M&S went online and saw her EBT card had been used, but she never reported it to police. M&S called SS from various phone numbers, but she last called him on April 21st, 2023. M&S told him that this is Joseph. This is the suspect here, Joseph Stephen Jorgenson. That Joe had once wrapped a rope around her neck and things got out of hand and she ran from the apartment. SS was under the impression that the incident M&S mentioned happened weeks before they spoke of it. Investigators spoke with a neighbor of M&S who reported that she previously saw M&S, this is the blonde woman named Starren, with a black eye and red marks on her neck. She asked M&S if she had been assaulted, and M&S said yes. The neighbor offered to call police, but M&S asked her not to, stating it will just make things worse. Investigators spoke with an apartment manager and learned that M&S has a boyfriend named Joe who frequents the apartment but is not on the lease. The manager provided a phone number for Joe. Investigators were able to determine the phone number belonged to Joseph Stephen Jorgenson. The manager was shown Jorgenson's photo and confirmed he was the man she knew as M&S's boyfriend. An apartment surveillance camera is located right by M&S's apartment. On May 24, 2023, investigators learned that the apartment manager had located surveillance video of M&S running from her apartment on April 21st. So she was actually running from her apartment. On April 21st, Jorgenson ran after M&S, grabbed her, turned her around, and pushed her back into the apartment. M&S was later seen entering the apartment on April 21st, 2023 at approximately 5:55 to 6 p.m., but there is no video showing M&S ever exiting the apartment again. Thank you, Mountain Jam 71. Several videos show Jorgenson coming and going from M&S's apartment between April 21st, 2023 and April 28th, 2023. Management determined Jorgenson accessed the apartment 28 times during this time frame. Management said that M&S, this is the victim, only had one set of keys to the apartment. Surveillance video. A second. Surveillance video showed Jorgenson using a key to enter the apartment on each occasion he accessed the apartment. Thank you, Simple Life Days. Surveillance video from 4:55 p.m. on April 28, 2023 showed Jorgenson carrying 2 duffel bags and a suitcase from the apartment. Jorgenson loaded the baggage into a pickup truck bearing Minnesota license plate NLV677, got into the passenger seat, and drove off inside it. The pickup registers to a man named NH, who lives in the apartment building at 89 Century Avenue in Maplewood. Let's see what that is. 89 Century Avenue. There it is. So he borrowed somebody's pickup truck from right over here. second. Yeah. So what we're reading here is that he goes in and dismembers her body up into parts and takes them out. So we'll get to that here in a second. This guy's like a absolute psycho. Bearing Minnesota license plate NLV 677, got into the passenger seat and drove off. The pickup registers to a man named NH who lives at the apartment building at 89 Century Avenue in Maplewood. Investigators spoke with a family friend, BL, who said even when MNS, the victim, was high on narcotics or in crisis, she would not go more than 24 hours without contacting her family or friends. BL said he once spoke to Jorgenson on the phone after MNS went missing. Jorgenson told BL that MNS left for the store but never returned. Jorgenson did not know where MNS was. BL said that Jorgenson claimed to be worried that a man named Cassell had hurt MNS. Jorgenson said Cassell was a creep and then blurted out that that's why I was looking in the woods for her. BL has not talked to Jorgenson since that conversation. Jorgenson made no attempts to contact police to report that MNS is missing. Nobody besides Jorgenson entered MNS's apartment after she disappeared. So he didn't even report her missing. An officer made entry into MNS's apartment with a property manager. A window screen to a bedroom window was on the floor. A TV in the living room had a cracked screen in several places. The manager said the screen had not previously been cracked. The crack to the microwave was broken and appeared to have been cleaned up. The bed sheets in MNS's bedroom was partially removed, and a foam pad on top of the mattress had a large hole cut and removed from it. There were red stains at the foot of the bed. The manager said that there were items that had been removed from MNS's closet. Officers obtained a warrant to search and process the victim's apartment for forensic evidence. Thanks, Kami. The warrant was executed on May 25, 2023. Crime scene technicians located evidence of large amounts of blood in the apartment's living room, primarily on the couch, the floor of the living room, and the kitchen. It was apparent that someone had attempted to clean up the blood. It is believed that someone was seriously injured or killed in the apartment. Preliminary analysis shows that it was MNS's blood recovered from the scene. It was noted that MNS, the victim's apartment, was well kept. MNS family and friends describe MNS as a neat freak. It was noted during the search of her apartment that the bed was missing a fitted sheet, which was out of place compared to the rest of the apartment. A warrant was obtained to track Jorgenson's cell phone. Another warrant was obtained for Jorgenson's Facebook account. Data from the Facebook return showed an apartment at 89 Century Avenue. Let's see, a warrant was obtained. Another warrant obtained for Jorgenson's Facebook account. Data from the Facebook return showed an apartment at 89 Century Avenue. Oh, weird. North as being linked to his account. Maybe he lived there before. The vehicle that Jorgenson got into the front passenger seat of registered to that same address. In messages, Jorgenson told people that he has a roommate. So maybe that's where he was living at the time, because he didn't live with her. I had another address for him though. So he borrowed that car, but he also had, he lived in both of these places, 2014 and 2002. He lived right there. And then, so maybe he was living right here at this time, and then Starren lived right here. On April 5th, 2023, Jorgenson sent the victim, MNS, a message that read, "And you owe me 2, because you called the cops on me 2 times. Very clear I was of that being punishable by hanging. I'm giving you this plea bargain opportunity, so you're welcome. Jorgenson later sent another message reading, hope you die of a kidney infection, you B word, and then the C word, terrible effing mother. Further investigation showed that M&S receives resources through the state of Minnesota, including an EBT card. That's M&S. A warrant was obtained to retrieve records of M&S EBT account. Investigation showed that there were several transactions after the date she was last seen on April 21st. And look at something I found here before we get too far into this. In newspapers.com, thank you very much, newspapers.com. So you have this. Notice of mortgage foreclosure. He's right there. That's his whole first name, everything. Yeah, there you go. See, Minneapolis, Minnesota area. So it's Joseph S. Jorgenson, a single man, and he foreclosed on a property in 2016. And so we have other, look at this right here, watch this. So 2012, disorderly conduct. And this one's from, looks like 2022, fleeing a peace officer by a means other than a motor vehicle. And a whole bunch of disorderly conduct, 2012, disorderly conduct. And these are different dates, 7/9, 1/11. This one's probably, this is assault, 5th degree misdemeanor. That's probably related to the same one as that one. Domestic assault misdemeanor, intentionally inflicts, attempts to inflict bodily harm. Public nuisance, one there. Another public nuisance, dangerous public road. Then he has some DWIs. I mean, just not a really good person at all. So, does newspaper.com cover that? I don't know if it does. No idea. I hardly ever do newspaper searches. I just look for names. All right. Well, here's the thing, everybody. Every single night on this channel, I raise funds. I try to get the freaks to help support the channel with super chats and whatnot, and help support what I do. And then at the end of the month, like this last month, we just gave away $5,000. I donate over 50% of the net revenue to various true crime related charities out there. So if you're able to help support the channel and feel comfortable doing so, then please help support the channel. All right, but I know what it takes to do exactly what I do every single month. So that's why if I don't say anything, it just seems to linger on, and we won't be able to do exactly what we've been doing. You know, we just gave $2,500 to the DNA fund, $1,000 to Texas EquiSearch, $750 to RAIN, and $750 to NCMEC, which made it $5,000 total for the month. And you guys are the only source of income on these shows. So if you like the shows, please help support the channel. There is no ad revenue on these live streams whatsoever. Everyone thinks that, oh man, they must make thousands and that. No, there's almost none. There's zero, because this isn't even a monetized show right here. This is just up to you guys, right? So anyways, thank you, Texas Annie. Get back to this one. A warrant was obtained to track Jorgenson's cell phone. Yeah, so she was described as a neat freak. It was noted during the search of her apartment that the bed was missing a fitted sheet, which was out of place compared to the rest of the apartment. A warrant was obtained to track Jorgenson's cell phone. Another warrant was obtained for Jorgenson's Facebook account. Data from the Facebook returned showed an apartment at 89 Century Avenue North as being linked to his account. The vehicle that Jorgenson got into the front passenger seat of registered to the same address. In messages, Jorgenson told people that he has a roommate. On April 5th, 2023, Jorgenson sent M&S a message that read, "And you owe me because you called the cops." Yeah, I think we went through that. Further investigation showed that M&S received resources through the state of Minnesota, including an EBT card. On May 9th, 2023, Jorgenson used so he used the victim's EBT card to make an ATM transaction occurred at the Speedway located at 11 Century Avenue North in Maplewood. Thank you, Danielle K. Appreciate it. On May 11th, 2023, Jorgenson used her EBT card again at Cub Foods located at 1177 Clarence Street. Maybe we should put these in here. Let's see. And this is Cub Foods. Here, I'm gonna move this off to the side so I can just do it. So Cub Foods. This is going to be 2023-05-11. Then 11 Century Avenue was the other one. And this is a Speedway. Yeah, that's what that looks like. This is 2023-05-09 Speedway. Got that pause again. Gotta wait. Anyways, thank you guys for your generosity. I appreciate it. That was on the 9th. Okay, and then on May 9th, also Jorgenson used the debit card at Dollar Tree at 7150 Valley Creek Plaza. So use the Dollar Tree right there. So 7150 Valley Creek Plaza on 2023 05-09 Dollar Tree. Those are all right, look at that, right next to where his apartment is. You can just walk there. And then also on May 11th at Dollar Tree again. I think it's a different one though. Yeah, different Dollar Tree right there. Wow. And this is on, he went there on 2023 05-11 Dollar Tree. Oh, the other one was, what was the first one? It was a Speedway, Cub Foods, Dollar Tree, and then another Dollar Tree. 2 in a row. So he's just kind of going to different places. And that says in some of the videos where he used the victim's EBT card, Jorgenson wore the same Minnesota Twins baseball, probably cap, he wore when he left M&S's apartment. Or it might say jersey. They actually don't, they left out a word there. It says Minnesota Twins baseball, and there should be an, what it is right there. He wore when he left M&S apartment. On May 9th, 2023, Jorgenson bought a cleaning bucket, 2 boxes of saran wrap, paper towels, garbage bags, liquid cleaner, latex glove. I mean, as soon as, listen, if you work at a grocery store and somebody buys half of what we just said, call the cops immediately. All right? Latex glove and disinfectant wipes from the Dollar Tree store. On May 11th, 2023, Jorgenson bought more paper towels, 4 boxes of saran wrap. So look at that. 2 days later, he's buying even more cleaning products and disinfectant. And that's probably why he went to different stores, because somebody would go, wow, why do you need more of this? Another man identified as ZD also used her credit card. Ooh, what's going on with that? On June 8th, 2023, investigators reviewed additional messages found in Jorgenson's Facebook return and noticed a conversation with a female, later identified as LEB. During the conversation, the two discussed LEB visiting Jorgenson's apartment. Jorgenson sent LEB a picture of the balcony of his apartment. In the photo was a bike, 2 lawn chairs, and an outdoor rug. Oh, don't tell me these are like the victims. A video post on LEB's public Facebook page on June 7, 2023 showed her scanning the area. LEB focused on a pink blanket on a lower balcony and commented about the blanket, indicating she thought there was a body under it. LEB then said, "It smells like death over here." As LEB scanned the area, the same bike, lawn chairs, and outdoor rug appeared that were seen in Jorgenson's photo. Maplewood officers were sent to the area and located the same pink blanket at 89 Century Avenue North, but there was nothing under it. Investigators also obtained a search warrant for information regarding Jorgenson's Gmail and Google account. Google data revealed that Jorgenson made the following Google searches. Jugular. Jeez. What do police do with a missing... Is this like Letitia Stauch's cousin? I mean, this is ridiculous. What do police do with missing persons report? How to clear cookies from Android phone? How to remove GPS Lime scooter? How do you remove cookies from an Android phone? Well, that's obvious. First of all, you got to take off the outside and shake the crumbs out. Okay, so that's about really the only way to do it. You unscrew the casing and you lightly tap it on a table and you try to get all those crumbs out of it. That's probably what this guy was thinking, right? How to remove GPS time scooter, whatever that means. Lime for soil. Lime can be used to speed up decomposition process of a body and to reduce the smell of decomposition. Police obtained warrants for Jorgenson's apartment at 89 Century Avenue North, Maplewood, Ramsey County. When officers executed the warrant at his apartment, Jorgenson barricaded himself in the bedroom and started a fire. And, let's see, hold on. Yeah. Jorgenson's roommate at Northwest was also home when the warrant was executed. Okay, I'm missing something. When officers executed the warrant at his apartment, Jorgenson barricaded himself in the bedroom and started a fire. Once SWAT made entry, Jorgenson fought with officers and attempted to disarm them. Jorgenson was eventually taken into custody and transported to Regions Hospital for evaluation. Jorgenson's roommate, N.W., was also home when the warrant was executed. N.W. has also locked himself in his bedroom. He was taken into custody without further incident. NH was transported to the St. Paul Police Department for an interview. Thank you, Gwendolyn B. I know, it's weird. They're just dumb, you know. NH told police that he has a traumatic brain injury that took away his sense of smell. He has known Jorgenson for 30 years. NH works Monday. So NH said he has a traumatic brain injury where he can't smell anything.
If you want me to.
Why do these idiots always Google stupid crap like this after a murder?
Wait, so why was NH Well, I don't get what's going on here.
I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Why
Thank
do
you.
these people Google this stuff after a murder? Jeez.
No idea. Jorgenson's roommate, NW, was also home when the warrant was executed. NW also locked himself in his bedroom. He was taken into custody without further incident. But who's NH, then? NH was transported to the St. Paul Police Department for an interview. NH, or is this supposed to be NW here? Or told police that he has a traumatic brain injury that took away his sense of smell. He has known Jorgenson for 30 years. NH works Monday through Friday. See, I think this is supposed to continue to say NH, not NW. I mean, there isn't really... Let's see. Yeah, see right there, Jorgenson's roommate, NW, was also home when the warrant was executed. NW had also locked himself in the bedroom. He was taken into custody without further incident. It should say NW was transported to the St. Paul Police Department for an interview. NW told police that he has a traumatic brain injury that took away his sense of smell. He has known Jorgenson for 30 years. NW works Monday through Friday and had little interaction with Jorgenson or the woman Jorgenson brought to the apartment. What was her name? Oh, LEB. Okay, so LEB was also at the apartment when police executed the search warrant. LEB had multiple bruises, scratches, and her neck was red. LEB told investigators that Jorgenson had strangled and threatened to kill her. LEB said Jorgenson said something like, "The neighbors won't hear you scream." Officers spoke to ZD, who was friends with Jorgenson. ZD said he met the victim once or twice, but he really didn't get to know her. When ZD asked Jorgenson about the victim, Jorgenson told ZD she had been placed in a mental health facility. So he didn't admit that. He told her that she's in a mental facility. That's why she's gone. ZD told police Jorgenson had given him the victim's EBT card and its PIN to use. ZD assumed Jorgenson had permission to use the card. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's in a mental hospital. You can use it. Go ahead. Don't worry about it. Something like that. The apartment manager told officers they had received several complaints about a foul smell coming from Jorgenson and NH's apartment around May 15th or 16th. The smell impacted the entire building, and the manager described the smell as like a dead animal or something that had died. On May 18, 2023, the manager and a maintenance employee gained entry to the apartment to inspect it. Jorgenson was verbally hostile, and he physically denied access to a bedroom where the smell seemed to be coming from. The manager told Jorgenson and his roommate, NH, they needed to clean the apartment within a week, and they complied. Shortly afterwards, the manager and maintenance employees saw Jorgenson carrying and dragging large black duffel bags out of the apartment. They commented to each other that it looked like Jorgenson was carrying a dead body. I wonder if they chuckled after that. What a bunch of idiots. The St. Paul Police Department Forensic Services Unit processed Jorgenson's apartment and reported that there was a large pool of blood found in the front closet. The same closet where the reported foul odor emanated from. The blood soaked through the carpet. So this NH guy never even noticed. Looked in a closet. And the blood soaked through the carpet, or NW. I mean, maybe his name is supposed to be NH, not NW. The blood soaked through the carpet and carpet pad, and it appears that there was other biological matter on the carpet in addition to recent maggot activity. There was also blood located at, there was also blood located in the same closet where Jorgenson had attempted to start the fire. Officers also recovered 2 padlock keys in Jorgenson's apartment after his arrest. A review of Jorgenson's phone location revealed that his phone had pinged in the area of an I storage unit located at 881 Weir Drive. Let's see. Yeah, just right there. You know. There we go. Ridiculous. On May 18th, someone using NH's name began renting a storage unit at the facility on May 5th, 2023. So what day was that up here? Okay, May 18th. So they started renting it on May 5th, 2023. The code assigned to the unit was used to access the facility on May 18th, 2023. At the same time, Jorgenson's phone pinged in the area. Investigators obtained a warrant to search the unit rented by NH, or I think it's supposed to, I don't know. I don't know if it's NH or NW, but when investigators first arrived on the scene, that's the roommate, NH. When investigators first arrived on the scene, a strong odor consistent with decomposing flesh was noticed outside the storage unit. The storage unit's 2 padlocks were cut by investigators to gain access. Investigators later obtained the keys recovered from Jorgenson's apartment. The padlocks were damaged when gaining entry to the storage unit, but one key appeared to fit the one of the padlocks. The padlocks were damaged when gaining entrance to the storage unit, but one key appeared to fit the one of the padlock. I don't know what that means. Inside the unit was a large cooler wrapped in plastic, a blue duffel bag, and a small carry-on size suitcase. One of the bags was identified as being one of the same bags Jorgenson was seen in video removing from the victim's apartment. There was a green tote on top of the cooler containing cleaning supplies consistent with those earlier purchased by Jorgenson. The forensic service unit began removing, is what it's supposed to say here, 2 coolers and a duffel bag from the unit. The coolers the coolers and bag had a strong smell of decomposing flesh coming from them. The coolers and bag contained items wrapped in plastic that were placed inside additional bags. The contents could not be opened until they were brought to the medical examiner's office. The coolers and bag were examined with an X-ray machine. The coolers and bag contained a human body. A torso appeared to be in the large cooler pulled from the unit. The arms and legs appeared to be in the large bag, and a head was in the smaller cooler removed from the unit. I mean, this is like a real story, you guys. Is this crazy or what? Investigators reviewed video again from the victim's apartment, focusing on the bags Jorgenson removed from the apartment. In further review, it is believed Jorgenson dismembered the victim at her apartment and carried out her remains in the various bags. The Ramsey County Medical Examiner's officer conducted an autopsy on the recovered remains. The first set of remains, the torso, was removed from the larger cooler. The torso was extensively wrapped in saran wrap and placed in multiple layers of bags. The next set of remains removed was the head, which was also wrapped in multiple layers of saran wrap and bags. The third set of remains was then removed from the duffel bag. The remains consisting of 2 arms, 2 thighs, and the remaining parts of the legs and feet that were also wrapped in a large amount of saran wrap. Great care had been taken to wrap the remains. It took an extended amount of time for the medical examiner to just remove the remains from their wrappings. The medical examiner was also able to identify the remains as the victim through known tattoos and dental records. The cause of the victim's death is pending further testing and evaluation. The manner of the victim's death is homicide. Jorgenson is currently in custody on other charges. What's it say on here? These are just signing part. Is that crazy? Are you kidding me? I mean, that is just insane. However, there's more to the story, everybody. There's more to the story. If you can believe that. Yeah, remember that my animation where it says, "But wait, there's more. They try to buy this very book." Remember that? Yeah, so there we go. Minnesota murder suspect accused of chopping up girlfriend and putting her remains in ice cooler is now tied to case of woman who has been missing for 2 years, leaving police concerned for her safety. Joseph Jorgenson, 40, of Maplewood, was charged Friday for allegedly killing and dismembering her girlfriend, 34-year-old Manijeh Starren. Starren's remains were found in coolers at a storage facility. Thank you, Simple Life Days. And yes, you too can help support the channel tonight. Would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Starren's remains were found in coolers and at a storage facility. So we already went through all that. So that's the guy right there. I mean, just a psycho. And that's Starren, the one that was, we know that he killed. This one. But then there's this girl right here. And her name is Fanta Xayavong, something like that. And she's, I guess, from Thailand maybe, or something like that. They don't really say exactly, but she went missing in July of 2021, though a missing person report was not filed until May of 2023. There was a possible relationship between Xayavong and Jorgenson when she went missing. Police have renewed calls for information on her case and asked anyone with details to contact authorities. Yeah, so if we go up here, so here's her Facebook page here. Yeah, you have a whole bunch of different types of pictures in here. And I mean, that's the one that is in the article. Yeah, so it's like this one. I think she's possibly an exotic dancer. And I saw that because that's what her... there's not going to be very many people named Fanta Xayavong, just like that, right? And she, on her... what's that site where you post what you do for work? I forgot the name of it in my brain. On there, it says where she works. And she worked at... yeah, LinkedIn, right. So she worked at... and only 2 people... one person needs to type in LinkedIn. Okay. So it's called Rick's Cabaret. And it's... that's what it is. I mean, it's you know, if you go to the home, I thought maybe I could see her. I was trying to look right here. There's a picture of this one girl that pops up really fast here in the set. Right there. It was just right there. I wasn't sure. But anyways, this is where she worked. Okay, so, and even on her Facebook page, she says, to hustle, there's many other ways to make money, she said. Something like that, right? Yeah, she's very pretty. And here's the actual description in Google. Rick's Cabaret is the #1 strip club to party in Minneapolis. Come in any day or night of the week for an array of sexy ladies and incredible values. I like how they always say, man, we make the best steaks. Who gives a shit? Anyways, where was that? Yeah, there it is, Rick's Cabaret. So here's where Rick's Cabaret is, right here. That's crazy. Just right downtown on a corner. That's wild. It's not like out of town any bit at all. It's just right down there. So it's close to, and if they knew each other, I bet you anything. He did something to her. I mean, if they knew each other and she's missing, well, I mean, of course we have Brian Laundrie's story, but this one just seems like that's what he does. I mean, even the girl that he was with currently at his apartment, he had just recently choked or strangled, right? Yeah, I think he probably went there. And actually, I don't know what the, let's see, Manijeh Starren, like what was she doing? Because you remember they were talking about drugs and so forth. So now I'm sort of wondering if that is what is going on even with her. I don't know. I can't tell you for certain, but that's what the possibility went up when I saw that part written. So, I mean, is this guy a serial killer? I mean, this is getting weird now. I mean, she went missing. Is there anybody else missing from the area? I think he's 40 years old, too. So you start thinking about, serial killer might start around 32, 34 normally, 35, 40, you're sort of getting in there a little deep into the time frame. So, 38, 2 years ago. Are there other possibly strip club employees that went missing? Yeah, hell, maybe we could type something, do that on Google, newspapers.com and say, I think it'd probably exotic dancer missing. Let's see, 19 or probably 2000 to 2020 in no, nothing. That's a movie. I was just like, wow, that one sounded the same. Yeah, it's different. I don't know. Makes you wonder, though, if this guy I mean, I bet you if you looked at missing persons in Minnesota, Minneapolis. Let's do the Charlie. Is it Charlie Project or? Yeah. Oh. Can I do a advanced search? Well, we got Asian and white so far. Well, let's try it. None. How about if I get rid of this? Maybe that's the... No, still none. If I put nothing in there, does that go away? Yeah, I notice their search thing doesn't really work very good. I'm gonna go to the NamUs. I think, I'm not sure if they have it or not. Can't remember. Yeah, search for missing persons. No. Black. Or not, no, it's Asian, right? White, Asian. I'm just putting random dates. I mean, not random, but the December 31st. No, oops. And this guy lives in that town like forever. Okay, these are... Oh, well, you're putting Oklahoma in there. Wait, is this... No, that's the county. That's Oklahoma City. I'm not sure why you're... I didn't put that, did I? Oh, maybe I didn't put that. Here we go. State. I did on the other one, not that one. Okay, well here's... Isn't St. Paul the area here? See, there's St. Paul, and that's right over here. So, let's, let me go back. St. Paul and Minneapolis. There's 3 people. Marshik, Jessica. She's white. She disappeared 12/14/2021. 36 years old. 22-year-old. Asian. Last name, like her name is Poor Her, I guess. I'm not sure. Is that a real name? That's kind of weird. Huh? What are you talking about, Amy? Here we go. Let's see. We got the. Her name is. That's her right there. She's missing. 49411. Let's see what's going on with that. Charlie Project. Her was last seen in Minneapolis, Minnesota on March 12th. That's 2002. She's never been hurt, so he'd been 18. No, 20 at the time. 19 or 20. Her vehicle was found abandoned a week after she was reported missing. Few details are available in her case. Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Okay, Ginger Crop. And he's 40, this lady's 42. She was by the University of Minnesota Police Department. Family has not seen or heard from her since 2004, when she was supposed to be attending the university. Yeah, but she'd been 42 and he would have been... Or maybe that's her age. No, that's her age at the incident. Yeah. Jessica Marshik. We want to thank everyone for their support. When was the... I'd like to be able to... I wish you could just get a quick synopsis. Oh, there it is. Finding Jessica Marshik. Doesn't really say anything. This group is for the purpose of finding Jessica Marshik. Jessica went missing from her Minneapolis apartment sometime December 14th. So this is... must have been 2021 maybe? Yeah, there it is, 2021. Huh. Well, that's right around that time. Our community loves and misses her dearly. We want her home and safe. If you have any information regarding Jessica or her whereabouts, please contact the Minneapolis Police Department. If you see Jessica, please call 911. That one seems like a possibility. 36 years old. In an ending that many didn't want, a missing Minneapolis woman, Jessica Marshak, who hadn't been seen since mid-December, has been presumed deceased according to a post to a page dedicated to finding her. That's weird. We want to thank everyone for their support and help with trying to bring Jessica home. We regret to inform everyone that Jessica's family received definitive evidence from police that Jessica should unfortunately be presumed no longer with us. At this time, we cannot share any information about Jessica's presumed death out of respect. We are deeply heartbroken and truly devastated that we will not be seeing Jessica come home alive and will never again be able to hug and hold our friend whom we really missed. We are grieving the loss of Jessica and we will continue to support. Okay. We want to thank everyone. God, what the hell's going on with this one?
Back in Minnesota, friend.
Yeah, when did they say... July of 2021, so this is 5 months prior to the other person. So that means he's in the middle of killing at this time. So she's July 2021, and this person is, Marshak is December 14th. Jessica's really lively and energetic. She is passionate and spunky, said her friend Kimberly Millard. Nearly a month after her sudden disappearance, friends of Marshak are taking matters into their own hands. They spent Saturday distributing hundreds of flyers around the Marcy Homes neighborhood and talking with neighbors. For her to just go missing and not communicate with people, very, very out of character. The 36-year-old family reported her missing December 19th. According to the police, Millard said her family hadn't heard from her in a few days and went to her apartment building where she lived alone to check on her. She said Marshak's car was there, but she was nowhere in sight. Her boots, her coat, her car keys, her cell phone, wallet, all of it was there. Man, this sort of does, I mean, just on the face of it, sound sort of similar. I mean, I don't know what the other guy was, you know. I don't know what Joseph Jorgenson was doing, but this lady seems like she was killed in her apartment and taken from it. Millard worked with Marshak at the Racial Justice Network. She said Marshak had been going through a few tough months, which could have made her more vulnerable. As the weeks go on with no updates from police, she said they're growing frustrated with police investigation. But she, at her apartment, where her boots, her coat, her keys, her cell phone, wallet, all of it was there. The door was open. There were several neighbors who said to our canvassers, we didn't even know she was missing. We had no idea a woman was missing from the building, and we live here. Minneapolis police said, WCCO, the case is active and ongoing, and that investigators assigned to the case are going through a few leads they have. They added they welcome community involvement and any other help from the public that could lead to new tips and leads. So, anyways. Well, I gave it a shot. I don't, nothing really more to add to it. We went over the entire document. Do you guys want to do the super chat newspapers.com game? Just to try to maybe possibly get to the goal, which is really only $57.02 away. Yeah, maybe that would work. Okay. Alright, so remember, just don't type stuff in to be goofy, okay? Like we're trying to come up with an interesting, maybe even sort of unsolved case that we've never covered, and it's got an interesting element to it. Last time there was a whole bunch of them. Yeah. So that's it. So you send in a super chat, write in you come up with words that newspapers. Let me just show you how it works, okay? So you're on newspapers.com right here. You give me what you want typed in, but think about how a engine would look it up. If you get too complicated, it doesn't work, right? Like you got to say something like how an article would would have it. Head found in dresser or something. Something. Head found by the sea by Simple Life Days. Let's see. I'm not sure what you mean by sea. You mean floating at sea? Is that what you mean? Yeah. And you can only play if you do the super chats. No goofy comments in the chat to be goofy. We're just trying to get the...
Head found by sea.
Now, what do you mean by head found by sea? Like next to the ocean on the shore or what? Okay. Head found floating... Probably like in the ocean. Something like that, right? Yeah, that's not one. Here, I'm going to put quotes around it. That way it has to have those words in it. Now, maybe that one. Oh boy. Is this, investigators try to identify head found floating in ocean. Are you kidding me? That one actually... A human head found Wednesday off Jupiter Island remains unidentified, with an autopsy report released by the Palm Beach County Medical Examiner's Office on Thursday, revealing only that the victim appears to be a black male in his late 20s to early 30s and that he had dental work. The report also noted that there was no trauma to the skull and that it was unknown how the head was detached from the body. According to the Associated Press, Michael Puscani and Rock Greco, both 17, radioed the Coast Guard after they found the head while fishing Wednesday about 6 miles off Jupiter. Authorities from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office Violent Crimes Division responded to a Jupiter marina where the head was retrieved. Well, there you go. One actually existed. I wonder if they ever identified that. I think, but it wouldn't say murdered by a screwdriver, right? If it was an article, it would say murdered, with, usually with a screwdriver. You can try by, though, in a minute. Well, I guess that's it. A screwdriver which fit marks on the... No. How about this one? Screwdriver plunged in the heart brings death to little Sandra Joe. This is 1957. Car parked at parking lot of Santa Fe Street International Bridge in El Paso by Joe Franco, murder suspect. Life was shortened. Death was violent for Sandra Jo Lucero. The body of the 5-year-old raven-haired girl rests on the Ballard Funeral Home. She was ravished by the fiend who took her from her home and left her torn body beneath a pile of old tires and sand in a gravel pit. Wow. Parents went to a show while the hunt for the murderer was centered today in the El Paso Juarez district. The girl's parents, Mr. and Mrs. I mean, this is just, these people existed throughout time. I mean, this is 1957. Sexually assaulted a girl and then killed her with a screwdriver into the heart. I mean, what a barbarian. All right. There is Eugenie with body found in donation bin. Let's see. Oh yeah, didn't we do one like that? We had a case like that. If I remember right. Remember that? Like a year ago, there was the clothes donation bin and there was body in it. Yeah, January 2023. Body found in donation bin identified as woman missing for months. See, this story here was January. It seems like we covered that one, but that story seems like it's way like 3 years ago to me. I don't know if it's the same one, but a body that was recently found in a clothing donation bin was confirmed to be a Midlands woman who was reported missing months ago. After Wednesday's autopsy, Kershaw County Coroner David West said 47-year-old Lugoff resident Leslie Lemoyne was the person whose body was discovered December 31st in a donation bin. Let's see. I don't remember if that's the same one we were looking at.
Kershaw County investigators spoke.
They're not knowing that mother since March. For months.
We're assuming that.
That is the one. That is the one right there. I remember finding that spot. That's crazy.
Bone says now with a positive.
Well, is that it, you guys? Anybody else want to play? You guys seem like you're excited to play it, and then nobody's playing it. Yeah, I think we did that one though, right? Yeah, body donation bin. There it is, January 2nd. God, I actually worded it correctly. Is that in South Carolina? Yep, South Carolina. And there's a bin there, but I think it might have been a different bin. We found, well, let's see, where's the other place? Let's see. No, wait, that was a different state. I think it's this one. There we go. Yeah. That's right, and there was I think there was a donation bin that was right over here and they got rid of it. Remember that? All right, guys. Thank you very much for being here. Really, thank you very much and appreciate it. Thank you to, let's see, let me get to the another missed thing. I mean, believe it or not, like this number that you see at the top of the screen is half of what we would normally do before I put the number up on the screen there. Yeah, so not really sure if it's worth having it there. I thought I'd put it there so you guys would know what we're doing, but it's been a struggle. So thank you guys. Thanks Eugenie for gifting the 5 memberships. Thanks Scoutin' Dude. Thanks Eugenie. Amber Maiden, Obscene, Francine, Bama Forever, thank you so much for your generosity in the cat eye there. And then Amber Maiden, Bama Forever again, and Scoutin' Dude was also a cat eye up there. And then Bama Forever, then Mountain Jam 71, Simple Life Days, K-Me, Texas Annie, Danielle K, Gwendolyn B, Simple Life Days, Renee H, and Eugenie. All right, thank you guys very much. We'll see you tomorrow, and as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now, and during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Greg is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you later.